Well, it's cold and it's gray, but at least it isn't raining, so I got out and I took a long walk along the river. And I am feeling a lot more enthusiastic again. I figured I might address this question. You know, if God doesn't exist, why are we even alive? Or why not just kill yourself if there's no God? Yeah, boy, I've heard that question so many times. If it's not really even a proper question, in my opinion. I mean, take the word God away and replace anything else, and you know, anything that doesn't exist, just replace, you know, God with that. And why are we alive? Because Santa Claus isn't real. I know, shock of God's head just perked up. Did somebody say Santa syndrome? It is. Santa doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. It's kind of a drag, you know? I wish there was a jolly old elf coming down my chimney giving me stuff. And I'm not exactly opposed to the idea of a God. I just don't believe in one. Because I don't think God exists, that's all. That's just my opinion. And maybe that's really the point we need to talk about, you know? I mean, opinions versus facts. I've got some family members that don't know the difference between fact and opinion. Their opinion is a fact because they believe it is. And they can say that, hey, the people who agree with my opinion outnumber you. You're you, a minority of one. And because they outnumber me, their opinion is now reality. It's not how it works. Reality doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks. You know, sorry. I'm sorry for the rough language. Reality doesn't care. Reality just is. Why am I alive? Well, for one thing, I was born on a nice day in April of 1960. And I continue to breathe. I continue to live. I exist. So I've got one up on God. I exist. And that's why I'm alive. And that's why I'm not going to kill myself, because I don't have terminal cancer. I'm not in chronic pain. And I do get spells of depression sometimes, but that's just something to strive to overcome, that's all. That defines me, you know. I know that I don't need a reason to live. I'm alive. That's the reason. But I do look for reasons why I'm glad I'm alive. And I do it all the time. It's therapy. I take long nature walks. I spend time with friends. I try to show kindness whenever I can. I love animals. I love being kind to animals. All these things make me feel good inside and make me glad that I'm alive at this particular moment. Because after you're dead, you've got all eternity to be dead, whatever eternity is. You know, all you have is the rest of your life. And then suddenly everything is as it was before you were here. Everything's still going on, you're just not here anymore, that's all. And, I mean, it's that simple as far as I know. I'm no scientist, but I understand that it's a human trait to want to attach meaning to everything. Like, you know, we see matrices when we look up in the stars at night and say, hey, is that a big bear with a long tail? Or is it a big dipper? You know, is that Orion's belt? It's a little crooked, you know. No, those are just stars. And some of them are billions of light years from each other, you know, and just, you know, millions and billions of years away from us. But from our vantage point, they look like there's a pattern. Is that their reason for existing? So that we can find shapes in the sky? No. What is, and then we think about it, and we attach significance to things. And That's because human beings have imaginations. We look for the pattern in the shadows because that's what we needed. Our eyesight isn't as good as the rest of the animal kingdom, and that's how you find a leopard hiding among the tree branches in the shadows. You look for that pattern, that shape, that movement, and that's why we look up in the sky at clouds and say, hey, that's a boat. There's a boot. There's a horsey, you know. And that cloud there, well, it doesn't really look like anything, but it's nice and fluffy. Is that why that cloud existed? No. Clouds just exist. People just exist. And as far as I know, it's that simple. You know, we're still finding things out, but I don't think there is a meaning to life. Life just is what's happening because it can happen. And here I am today, and I'm glad for that. And I'm glad to be here as many days as I can until the end of my time. And I hope I don't waste too much of it. Too much more of it, anyway. I'm glad I'm alive, and I don't believe in God. Who'd think? You know, go figure, right? Who'd have thought such a thing's possible? How can I? I should just go hang myself in this tree right now because there's no God. Or probably no God. Most likely no God. I mean, I'm out here in the open. He could hit me with a lightning bolt if he disagrees. Anyhow, enough rambling. I'm just getting high on nature. And that's all. Because right now, non-alcoholic. Life is for living. So it's good that we think, but maybe sometimes it's good just to live in the moment, not think so much, and just enjoy being here now. If you need to attach some significance, you know, if you need a sky daddy to be happy, well, believe in him. That's fine. I don't care if you do. I really don't. I mean, I would like more people to be rational, but believe what you want. I'm fine with that. That's why I live in this great country, America, you know, and it's still great so far. You know, the government still allows people like me to walk around without being, you know, hung or put on a rack or, you know, burned at the stake. So I can just live right here, right now, and I'm not bothering anybody. And I don't believe in God. I'm not hurting anybody. Imagine that. A guy who doesn't believe in God isn't doing bad things because I know there's no cosmic punishment afterwards. I'm not doing bad things because I don't want to. I want to do good things because I would like more good things to be done in this life. I wish more people thought this way. But for those people out there that are genuine jerks, I hope that at least their belief in a God and their fear of hell will at least keep them from behaving themselves. Because they're the ones that say, well, if there wasn't a God, I'd just pick up a chainsaw and run through them all. I don't believe in God. I could get a chainsaw, probably. There's enough on my credit card if I wanted to. No. No. I love life, and I'm all about improving the quality of life. And that's all I've got to say. You know, life is for living. And maybe that's all the meaning there is. Anyhow, peace, and live long and prosper, folks. I think that's in the Bible. Just kidding. Bye.